Can doctors please stop telling patients with eating disorders to lose weight? Like, doctors also need to just start providing actual healthcare instead of just slinging diets at their patients in general.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna play the full clip, but already this girl is losing her mind. So she's inferring here as if doctors aren't providing healthcare. Yeah, because that's what doctors love to do, right? They love to just bamboozle you into thinking, oh, I'm just gonna give you some prescription and just, pretend that I'm actually diagnosing you. I basically spent the last 15 years of my life studying so that I can just trick people into believing I'm giving them actual medical advice, because that's what doctors are known for. They don't really care about medicine. They just care about, wearing the white coat and slinging their big dicks around. That's what doctors do. Or big vaginas nowadays, We're an inclusive channel here. We're an inclusive channel. Big dicks and big vaginas. But let's continue and see how crazy this actually gets.
Which is a huge problem on its own, but especially for their patients with eating disorders. When I needed spinal surgery...
Oh, spinal surgery. So she is... Okay, now it's gonna get very fun. So she's already complaining about doctors giving her medical advice based on her weight, but she's also referring to spinal surgery, which is the most crucial types of surgery probably, because weight is one of the main reasons why you're having spinal problems. But not only that, there are other actual medical problems that come into play when you get spinal surgery specifically. So the fact that she is complaining about having to lose weight for a spinal surgery is the most insane I've ever seen here, but let's continue.
When I needed spinal surgery a couple of years ago, my doctor said that I was young and healthy and a great candidate for surgery, and then said that he wanted me to lose weight before he would be willing to do the surgery.
Okay, so the important word here is willing to do the surgery. Now, this moron doesn't understand that in America, where she's actually from, I presume, doctors get sued like crazy. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands, even $1 million lawsuits for malpractice. So every single doctor, the first thing you do out of medical school is not getting, a lab coat or a stethoscope or whatever, medical supplies you need. No, it is getting a malpractice insurance. That is what you really need to be a doctor in America. And so the word willing to do is very important here, because your malpractice insurance is going to eat your ass, is going to have your ass if you're not following standard protocol. And if you're doing high-risk surgeries, which most surgeries are when somebody is, this fat. But the fact is that she's asking for spinal surgery and then she doesn't want to lose weight. Do you know how insane that is? Because first of all, if you've ever done any type of exercise, if you've ever carried a backpack, if you've ever carried somebody on your neck or some sort of weight, you know that goes straight to your back, right? So your spine is one of the most problematic areas due to excess weight. So basically, there are so many problems with doing spinal surgery on an obese person. So don't even take my word for it. Let's just listen to an actual doctor what the problems are when you are getting spinal surgery.
You can get pneumonias, you can get blood clots in your legs, and a whole bunch of other complications that can occur. So one of the most important tenets of recovery in spinal surgery is to get moving.
So if you are of normal weight and you're getting spinal surgery, you already risk infection. You already risk the exact same things that are increased when you are obese. So of course, no doctor is going to want to do that surgery on you when you are obese. They're all going to tell you have to lose weight because, one, if they do the surgery and the problem isn't resolved because you are still obese and your weight is causing the problem, then what was the point of the surgery in the first place? They are going to look bad. But two, if you die on the operative table or afterwards you have massive complications and you go and sue them, or you're going to go to your insurance company and your insurance company is going to sue the hospital or the doctor, they are in massive problem because their malpractice insurance or their legal advice is going to say, why the hell did you even do this operation? You weren't supposed to do it. There is a clear medical indicator, which is her weight, that you should not do this procedure until she gets down to a lower weight. So that is how you actually practice solid medicine, by following procedures and following protocols. And now this girl is mad because she has gotten herself too fat for a very simple medical protocol. And now the protocol should change, not based on medical science, but because she feels she's being discriminated against for being obese.
And then said that he wanted me to lose weight before he would be willing to do the surgery. And there are many rebuttals you can make to these types of commands, but I chose to disclose my eating disorder to try to appeal to someone who has both a moral and legal obligation to do no harm.
it is just simply insane to demand this from a doctor, while at the same time you want this doctor to provide you with the best medical care that they can. Well, they did. They gave you the best medical care possible, which was not to operate on you because you were suffering from massive complications that you were going to bring into this surgery. So it would have been very foolish of this doctor to not bring up your weight, to not demand that you would lose weight, because that is actually far more dangerous.
I said, that's not possible. I have a history of disordered eating and weight loss behaviors are extremely damaging to me. And first of all, he looked shocked, and then proceeded to tell me that he still wanted me to attempt weight loss anyway, in spite of the eating disorder I just informed him of.
She's so consumed with just making doctors look bad or making the entire planet look like they're fat phobic, rather than listening to the medical advice. Now, here's one thing I will give her, and what I do understand is that yes, if somebody has a psychological disorder, which is an eating disorder, and they have to lose weight for a medical procedure, for them it is going to be difficult. So what the full advice, and this is probably what the doctor would have told her, but she's, I'm guessing she's willfully letting that out, is that they might have assigned her like, here, go to a psychologist or go to a psychiatrist, work with them on how to come up with a way to safely lose weight because you have an eating disorder. But the thing is, even if you have an eating disorder, that doesn't change the fact that all the medical problems, all the medical complication, all the medical science is telling the doctor to not operate on you because of your weight. That you have a psychological disorder that prevents you from losing weight is irrelevant for his practice. It's irrelevant for his skill level. It's irrelevant for his knowledge on how to properly do that surgery. So why are you pushing for this movement or pushing for the idea that the doctor should just completely neglect everything he's learned over the past, 15, 20, 30 years, and then just do the surgery on me because I don't want to lose weight because I have an eating disorder? That would be the worst possible advice. You are not the doctor. You don't have the experience or the knowledge to oversee all of the problems and complications. You're not the one going in there, cutting into somebody, standing in the operating table, risking your career and this person's life while doing something that you know is just foolish. That is what they're asking of these doctors to do. Just do it because I want it, regardless of the fact that you are actual expert here. And that is the insanity of fat acceptance TikTok. No responsibility whatsoever for your own situation, and just shove all of the responsibility to somebody else so they can solve the problem for you instead of you dealing with it. Here's the thing, what people forget. They will go from doctor to doctor to doctor, and eventually they will find someone who's willing to do it. Now, that doesn't mean that the doctors before you were all idiots, or they were all just scared, or they were all fat phobic. What you are forgetting here is two things. One, maybe there is a different doctor that is actually specialized in operating on very obese people daily and doing a spinal surgery on people that are massively overweight. Those doctors probably do exist. So those doctors would feel far more comfortable doing a spinal surgery on an overweight person, and they will probably have a team around them where even the person that is responsible for the anesthesia, that they are also specialized in dealing with people that are overweight, because it's not just the surgery, it's the anesthesia, it is the whole preparation, it is the recovery afterwards. All of the elements involved are at high risk when you are overweight, and it is just, one of the biggest problems with any massive surgery is infections, and when you are overweight, you are already probably suffering from massive inflammation in your body. So it's the perfect situation for infection to thrive. That's a basic problem already. And that's not even going into the actual mechanics of having that excess weight pressing down on all those vertebrae, giving you even more problems with your spine. But that's enough rambling for me today. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and take care. Later.